Guide to Australia.
Happy Halloween Eve. Welcome back to whatever we end up calling this thing. Here we are at a real haunted mansion. Not like the one in Anaheim. Which I'm sure is a hoax. This is called the Henna House. Here we are at the Henna House for a Halloween haunting. It was built back in the 1800s, but its story gets way more interesting after that. For Halloween, I was going to go to the Lizzie Boring house, but I heard it was Borden. So here we are in Indiana at the Henna House. I expect to look at Hanna-Barbera characters like Fred Flintstone, Quick Draw McGraw walking around. But I guess this has nothing to do with Hanna-Barbera.
Back in 1858, when this sad, decrepit house was brand new, there were no ghosts here. Life was optimistic, with the Civil War outbreak still years away. Consisting of 24 rooms, kitchen, an attic, and a basement, it was built by Alexander Henna, a wealthy Indianapolis businessman. Henna did not support slavery and allowed his house to be utilized as a station of the Underground Railroad, a line of safe houses on the map where runawaying slaves could stay and rest on their trip from the deep south to the freedom of Canada. Because of prison time, or a fate far worse for anyone who helped escaped slaves escape, Henna hid the slaves down in his basement during their stay at the Henna House Underground Railroad stop. But one night, tragedy struck when, while hiding down in the cramped basement, someone accidentally knocked a lantern over and a fire broke out. The blaze spread terribly fast and the people sadly burnt to death. A worse way of dying, I can't imagine. Alexander Henna was undoubtedly distraught, but fearing retribution, prison time, or a fate far worse for helping escaped slaves, he buried the charred bodies in his basement before repairing the fire damage to both the basement and other parts of the house. In doing so, Henna hid the secret not only of his participation in the matter, but to the identities of those poor slaves who had come so close to freedom, but instead their souls were forever trapped at the Hannah House. And ever since then, the house and grounds of this once stately, now spooky property have been very badly haunted. Eerie noises of moaning and screaming are often followed by a heavy, terrible rotting odor within the house's old walls. Ghostly figures wander past windows, looking out, and even dart among the overgrown trees in the garden, attempting to escape maybe, or trying to frighten us away. The no trespassing signs are not there to protect the house, no. They're there to warn passerbys of the danger within its well-fenced boundary of what might be lurking in wait. As for Alexander Hannah, he went on to marry a lady named Elizabeth. Both wanted children very much, but their plans for a family only resulted in painful miscarriages. Perhaps because of this, spectral children have been seen in many forms playing around the house. Hannah died without an heir in 1895, and over the next century, the house had long intervals of abandonment. When the house has had live residents, the basement door has always been kept closed and locked, for if it were left open, that horrible smell of rotting flesh and fire and brimstone would seep up into the rest of the house, as well as the groaning and yelling echoes of disembodied cries. But the most terrifying intrusion, if that door was left open, was the appearances of the dark, ghostly forms lurking down hallways, dashing out through the front door without having to open it physically, and searching the grounds for a way out. Even flagging down passing motorists. Do not stop at all. As the bustling Madison Avenue grew up around it, including its next door neighbor, the Mobile Drill International Factory, the Hannah House remained drilled to the past, and there it should stay, hidden from the present, beneath its overgrown, leafy trees, keeping the grounds damp and chilled and unlivable.
Well, there you have it. Hope it spooked you a little on this auspicious occasion of Halloween. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, don't subscribe again, because I think that will unsubscribe you.